of you may remember where we were when we were last doing the Dragonpelago. But for those who have not seen me do any of this Archipelago content before, let me roll through exactly how all of this works for a second. To understand why we're doing this, what we're doing, how this all works. So, Archipelago is a giant multi-world randomizer in which everyone who's connected to the same Archipelago slot will all mix the items in their games together and scatter them throughout the various games that are involved. In this particular case, we had multiple Ocarina of Time players, multiple Majora's Mask players, a StarCraft 2 game, 3 Timespinners, a Power Wash Simulator, a Luigi's Mansion, Castlevania Circle of the Moon, two Metroid fusions, 2 Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizers, Cuphead player, and Stardew Valley, a couple other things that are escaping me right now as well. A lot of people involved in this one. Hey, Anxiety, how's it going? Point being, we have completed a fair amount of the games in this archipelago. Specifically, like half the OOTs are done, a couple of the Majora's Mask players finished, StarCraft 2's done. I finished Circle of the Moon off camera because that Dracula fight is a nightmare, and you guys did not want to see the kind of person I became dealing with that fight again. Amalia, who you just saw leave, was one of the OOT players. They have finished theirs because I just sent them their light arrows a little bit ago. Because we are literally in go mode. Everything's ready to go. Said light arrows were right there for those who missed me going and collecting that, because you wouldn't have seen me go get that. There's a few odds and ends I went and did in the in-between time as well, but just so y'all know, I have all of my keycards now, mostly from people finishing their games. And we are ready to go finish the game. I'm not gonna rush to finish it quite yet. We're gonna go ahead and do a bit of cleanup along the way, go beat up some bosses, just so this isn't done instantaneously. But we do have a special game we're going to be covering after this is done. Oh, I do actually have I do have the ability to read now. We didn't have the ability to read for so long in this game. So I could just send out like a ton of checks this way as well, right quick. Anything that just says Archipelago item but doesn't say anything else is something for somebody who's already finished their game. So it doesn't do anything. It's useless. And when I say I'm finishing everything today, I'm not kidding. We should be able to finish both this and Metroid Fusion today, because both seeds are in go mode. They are quite literally inches away from victory. Now, we already cleaned out the left-hand tower here. Well, I did that off camera because we'd gotten the elevator keycard, and I was able to go riding up and down and go collect all that stuff. Nothing really notable over there. You didn't miss much by not being there to see that. I am going to quickly go ahead and go over here into the right-hand tower, or just for fun. And if nothing else, demonstrate a bit about how much stronger we are at this point. Okay, I do have A. I thought for a moment I didn't have the A key card, which would have been very funny. There, I believe, would have been a memory item or something in there, but it's already been claimed. Either that or that was a secret room spot. Either one. Not really going to worry about it at this point, because when you finish a game in Archipelago, it sends out all the items that you owe everyone else in the settings, and of course, pulls every item that belongs to you from all other worlds. So that'll take care of all of that on its own once we get to that point anyway. Just adjusting a window, because I forgot to put the Firebot window in its proper spot. Yeah, see, this chest was already open and we hadn't even been here yet. That's another example of an item having already been claimed by Archipelago. Same with that one that was in the vents over there, being already open. So it's probably pointless to even dive down here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Just for completeness sake. Yeah. Bomb shoes for Terra. That's not bad. Because I learned recently that depending on your settings, you can actually have bomb shoes end up being infinite with progressive bomb shoes. So that's a whole fascinating situation. Just infinite bombs if you want it. Power Rod for Sonic Adventure? That was one of the ones I forgot to mention. There's a Sonic Adventure DX game in play. And here's where the Timespinner used to be. That's why that spot's marked. And if I sound a little weird now and then, it's because I once again have a cough drop in that I'm finishing off to make sure to keep the mild sore throat irritation at bay. I was just gonna jump over and then I realized there was an item that dropped. I don't anticipate us having any trouble with literally anything at this point on this difficulty, but you never know. Game? I'm supposed to be on the other side of that door. I mean, I'll just kill him from here, I don't mind, but this is not how this fight's supposed to be working. Huh. This is certainly not a bug I've ever experienced with this game. This is fascinating. I'm glad I chose to do this on screen, because this is funny. There we go. Freed myself from the broken door. Yeah, this is where you would ordinarily get the spindle, which we do have. So yeah, that's the whole thing. And that's this whole tower cleared out. As you can see, part of one of the things we accomplished along the way in changing time is a lot of the Lakimi ships are getting shot out of the sky, since they actually have opposition in the skies these days. More on that if you watch the regular playthrough I did on the game. It's a nice reminder for anybody that may not realize it, that this is in fact a time travel story in this game. Missed it. Yeah, something you can do is jump up all of this to get up here, get to a couple checks, and deal with these two jokers. Unfortunately, I fucked up and fell down, but it doesn't matter. The items up there are not relevant to us at this point. I know I have at least one other item one of the players in the group needs out of this world, but when we clear the game, that item will be sent automatically anyway. I'm getting beat up a little bit because I'm being lazy. I do find it very funny. God damn it. I fell for the same thing when I did this before, too. Let's grab this while we're here. Now, what was I going to say? I already forgot my train of thought because of getting slapped out of the air like a fool. There would have been something here as well, but that's already done and dusted. Now, you'll notice some of this map was already explored. That's because I ran ahead in order to take care of a couple things and make sure I had warp points. And I wanted to check on some doors. Make sure certain things were accessible already. So I think I might have screwed up in that vein a little bit. And it would honestly be very funny if I'm not actually, in fact, in go mode like I thought I was. Yeah, this is Amadeus's lab where a lot of the tech for the Lakimi comes from. Okay, that laser's still active. But I think I have the setting where you actually still have to do the normal thing to disable that, where you have to actually deactivate the lab itself. See, the confusing thing about having multiple people playing the same game is you forget which ones are your settings and which ones are the settings of the other person playing the same game. But I'm pretty sure I was the one with that setting and they were the one that needed the key card for this area. Because there's two different settings. You can either have the enemies that appear after the lab is deactivated in the pool for random spawns, or you could have them appear after the lab's deactivated like they're supposed to, and have to go deactivate the lab. I opted for deactivating the lab being my thing. These guys are interesting. And I believe it forces me to do one more fight before I can get through here. And I didn't want to skip too many fights. Like, I'm already skipping the actual ending of the game. We're still sticking with the defeat the Emperor condition like I did for the playthrough. Because I didn't want to spoil any additional things for anybody that wants to pick up the game for themselves. Because this is a game that's well worth picking up. So I would rather people have the opportunity to see some of the stuff firsthand for their first time experiences. Okay, no, I do have to do it that way. I couldn't remember. I thought I could skip that. So I think that this is optional anyway, but we'll do this because it's fun. I know, sometimes I have an odd idea what's fun, but I enjoy platforming. Oh, it dropped at the exact wrong time. That's the one annoying bit about this segment, is if your sand runs out at the wrong time, it just screws the whole thing up. Well, let's drop down this hole while we're here. Just to clean up the map a little bit there. So that laser needs to get out of the way if I'm going to clean up the room completely. This way I can come in here and collect a good amount of sand very quickly. There we go. Heal up for free, because there's no reason not to in that situation. I really made a mistake coming in here without switching to a weapon that hits above me, but it's fine. Fire Orb is the strongest I think I have, so... Well, strongest in some ways. Not strongest for everything. what I should have done was make sure that that second set got lower before I grabbed it. This way I can actually have some headspace to jump properly. Because you don't need the speed boost to get across this. In fact, I think you get the speed boost from this area, if I recall right. Speaking of, the speed booster in Fusion is one of the few items I'm still missing in that game. So close yet so far once again. I keep seeing this ledge over here on the side and thinking I can stand on that. And I'm pretty sure I fell for that back when I had played this before, too. This is part of why I'm doing this, by the way, is this is partially to pad time. To just pull the curtain back for y'all on that one. Just to make sure that this stream actually goes a real amount of time, because I don't know how long I'm gonna stay on the Lurk It game we're gonna have. This is a good game, but I don't know how interesting it'll be for y'all to watch for a long amount of time. There we go. Yeah, because this is what you needed to do to deactivate the lab, so I had to do that. Admittedly, the check inside it was just Deku Seeds, but, you know. It's important for getting us where we needed to go. This archipelago item. But now, all of the enemies that were inside these jars are free. Which they are still randomized, so they are not actually going to be the creatures that should be in there. But now all those lasers are out of the way. All this does so little damage that I'm just like, yep, this is fine. Go ahead and hit me. There we go. Very funny that a bunch of very early game enemies are the ones that ended up being here in the lab. Honestly, quite silly. Some of the jerky for fun. Clean up my inventory a little bit. If we look at the map, you notice there's a whole area above us here. That's where we're trying to get to. But I figure I may as well go down here to the basement right quick. See if there's anything cool for somebody down here while we're hanging about. That guy actually hit real hard. This is why we packed lots of healing. Oh, nope, there's literally fuck all down here. Love that for me. Sir, if you could just get out of my way. Now, a smarter man would do something, I don't know, like this. Just stop time so you don't have to deal with any of that nonsense. I'm very bad about not remembering to use the literal main mechanic of the game to stop time. I just platform around them and just like bounce off their attacks or just kill them outright. It really isn't usually much of a problem. And the save points are so prolific that you'd have to try pretty hard to be in any serious danger from enemies most of the time. Forest Temple Key for Terra. Hey, this drawer is actually a thing. Not actually anything useful in our reality at this point. But I believe there's actually something in that drawer normally? Art container from Mori? Okay, that's one of the ones playing Super Metroid Link to the Past. You're a quick draw, but not quick enough. It's a save point. And now we'll beat up a scientist. I just like killing Genza. He annoys me. He's also such an absolute non-issue at this point. There we go. Return to Goop. There we go. Another one gone. And now we're in the Emperor's Tower, where we need to be to finish the game. Oh, even with me screwing around, we've only been in here for 19 minutes, huh? Yikes. The fact that these summoners are everywhere is getting kind of obnoxious, because everything scales to the area that they're in, so they are actually genuinely quite strong in here. Oh, I forgot those platforms move. There we go. We'll just stop time through that whole section, then not have to deal with that any further. Oh, I need you to get higher up. Come on. Ah, I don't have enough sand for that now, because I screwed around. We actually don't have that much sand. I feel like you actually end up with more than that. We also don't have any more antidotes left, which is mildly embarrassing, but it's okay. We'll find another save point and it'll be all right as rain. The basic server being here is very funny to me. The Emperor is guarded by chickens. And big chickens, too. Not just little chickens. Really goes to show just how desperate they get, huh? So there's the final battle right there. And here I was thinking that this was the one of the two that was going to take time to do. What do I want to use? I genuinely don't actually remember too much about how this fight goes, having only done it a couple times. Oh yeah, that's a thing I can teach y'all for a second right quick. The level of your orb determines the level of the amulet attached to that orb. So that's why Infernal Flame is only level 4, whereas like Light Wall, of all things, is level 19, because that's attached to the Radiant Orb. And the Arm Cannon's attached to the Gun Orb, so it doesn't actually have that much in the way of levels. We'll go ahead and just use Infernal Flames. That'll be fine. Okay, we just got this, like, right before I started. Ooh, I don't remember that one. Star of Lakim, attack a third time if all melee orbs are busy. We'll go ahead and just take the Sun Ring into this. And we'll just explode him with the power of Radiance that we started with. Time to beat up Dad. Now, this is gonna leave a lot of things unresolved in the world, and that's okay. you'll notice he cycles through a bunch of orbs, specifically, for the most part, ones you would be, under normal circumstances, you would have been very familiar with. The Blade Orb, the Blue Orb, and I believe at least one other? Now, he's actually no slouch. He's actually reasonably dangerous if you are being lazy like I am. There's the Empire Orb. I'm using two very close-range weapons here. There we go. And that's Timespinner done. All of my checks just went out. Oh yeah, this is a slightly different ending than the one we had when we had played before, though. Because of different conditions being met. We're actually ascending to become the Eternal Mother, instead of becoming the Queen. We're now the Goddess of Time. Isn't that fun? This whole Sandman thing isn't addressed by any of what we did. That's a whole other area. So this is going to kind of spoil some things for the future. Time had to be restored. I restored it. The Eternal Mother restored it. The greatest sacrifice. I never existed, but in exchange, I could fix it all. The ultimate time messenger, I suppose. My truest calling. My friends, my family would be okay. I'm glad it's over. The war. It's hard to know what changed. Everyone lost their appetite for it, even Harstel. At least you didn't lose her actual appetites, or I'd be out of a job. We can thank her for this peace, I suppose. If you're the religious type. Looks like we got everything. You coming, Nell? Yeah, I'm coming. Is they're still able to go home. Start building the site for the stranded Veletians. We can thank the Eternal Mother for this peace. Aristo, I understand you have volunteered to lead the effort in rooting out what demons remain? Yes, Your Highness. The goddess has inspired me to do what I can to help rebuild. Thank you. We will form a joint task force then. The first steps toward reuniting our peoples. To all of you, I know this has been a rough few years. I never anticipated this War of the Sisters, as it's being called. I never wanted it. But it's over now. It's time to build a strong nation, and a peaceful one. One day we reunite with our sister world. I want that to be a good day. My love, we will make a better world, for you. Lakim is a tranquil place. I made sure of that. Re-establishing contact with Valette was peaceful this time. Plasma was shared and the bleakness truly cured. They still explore the universe, delve into its secrets, secrets I can see now, but for knowledge, understanding, not conquest. The Eternal Mother guides their way. I guide their way. The universe has the happiness I never could. Mama, she has your eyes. Is she designed after you? No, my dear. This is the Eternal Mother. She watches over all of time. Myths say that once she taught us the gift of time as well. Some of us were heroes, but that time is long over. Maybe she designed me after herself. The Eternal Mother is the guardian of our people, just like I am to you and your siblings. Maybe one day one of you will be for our clan as a Kaelin messenger to the other cities of our world, and maybe beyond. But we have seen peace for many generations. Hopefully you will never be needed, and we can be a family together forever. I'd like that. Now give thanks to the Eternal Mother like I taught you. Thank you for your protection and love, O Goddess. Off he goes. And there's the credits rolling. I'll go ahead and let the credits roll again while I take care of a thing on the side here. Because the people who made this game deserve the credits they get. Just letting the group know that I sent out everything from Timespinner. So Argo should be in go mode for Fusion because he was waiting on an infant Metroid from me. Need to finish his Fusion seed. That's what this is all about after all, making sure we can all make it to the end. This has been a very fun archipelago. I will definitely be looking forward to doing another one with the Dragon Council when they're up for doing another one. And I'll probably be doing another one in between somewhere as well with another batch of people. So that one may not be streamed. It depends on how that all ends up lining up and who's in it and everything. Well, I'm sure I'll do another streamed one before too long, too. Not that we're done completely, obviously. We still have Fusion to finish. But, you know, just filling time while this finishes up, you know? And for those that may be wondering, as long as I'm not completely broke when Timespinner 2 comes about, we will absolutely be playing it. Obviously not randomized until we finish it the first time. Though I wouldn't say that it's impossible for me to play Timespinner 2 randomized someday. Depends on if somebody makes a randomizer for it or not. But I do once again suggest to everyone that enjoys a good Metroidvania, pick up Timespinner. It's a very good time. It can be kind of short if you know where you're going, but if you're playing the actual, like, full ending, it'll last you a decent while. Like, I think this seed was pretty short, all things considered. I think we spent, realistically, not even 6 hours in this seed. 6 hours actually accomplishing anything, that is. We spent a bit of time faffing about and getting stuck and waiting for things to happen, obviously. But that's how Archipelago goes. I'm not going to worry about the backer section of this. That would take quite a while to get through. New Game Plus and Nightmare Mode, yep. So let's